want to say for these guys and so many others, this battle has been very lengthy and very debilitating at times.
River Warriors have been a great asset to the entire movement. One year ago, we didn't even know each other's names, and now we have become a family. We work together. We have defeated the bad guys. Always before, when the discharges stop and the water starts to get clean, even though everything is dead, the community gets amnesia. And this has always been counted upon by the agricultural polluters who are causing most of this destruction to our lagoon. So this year, we tried real hard to keep the community engaged and to educate people, because nothing scares the bad guys more than an educated, aware voter. Nothing. We have the supervisor of elections in St. Lucie County is signing people up. If you'd like to register to vote, if you've never done that, please consider that. You know, it's not just a privilege, it's a responsibility. 24% of registered voters are determining what 100% of our representation is. And as long as we're at 24%, the bad guys can always affect 10, 12, 14% of that, and we have a hard time winning anything. Our only redress really is education and awareness of the common citizen. Please, take time, become a river warrior, become a water keeper with us, and join us today. Thank you very much.
In the last 20 years, that while Tampa Bay has had a resurgence, they're back to seagrass at 1950s level, we have allowed the Indian River Lagoon to deteriorate to the point where the only biological viable stretch of the lagoon is basically from North Bridge down to the Jensen Beach Bridge. The seagrass die-offs to the north, the discharges to the south threaten the entire 156 miles. This stretch of the lagoon stands as the viable nursery for the species that will replace those we've lost, and we can't give up the fight now. It's more urgent than it's ever been.
Resource restoration takes a long time. It's not something that happens overnight, but it takes really seriously dedicated people to put in the long haul. It really takes political will, and you folks have really bent political will in the last couple of years. And I'm going to tell you, that's what it takes to move these things forward. And when you hear we can only do this, or we can only do that, we can do anything we darn well believe we can do, and anything we force the politicians into doing.
Well, the C-23 and the C-24, and you can see them on this map if you come up and take a look at it. The C-23 and the C-24 are now being backfed to the C-25, and it is being dumped into this inlet, into this lagoon. And why is that? Only because Fort Pierce has 2-a-day flushes that takes that stuff out to the ocean. Well, just because you don't see it doesn't mean it's not devastating our seagrasses and so on and so forth. Just to the south of or just to the north of North Bridge is one of the greatest seagrass beds that still exist today. If we don't take care of that now, it will not be available to continue to try and keep the rest of the estuary coming back. We need your help. We need the FDEP 2010 draft to go into effect this next legislative season. It doesn't cost taxpayers a dime. It's been paid for. It's been complete. It just hasn't been implemented.
And the last thing I want to talk about is the River Warriors. Working as long as I have in this area, I've seen and experienced the deluges come and they go. And when they go, things calm down and the bad guys take over again. And they own Tallahassee, and they own so many of our elected officials that in the off years, they do terrible things. Well, what happened last year that I saw in this area for the first time was a bunch of young people getting together and saying, we've had enough, we're not going to take it anymore, we're going to stay the course, and we're going to get things fixed here.
Demand clean water!
The The River Warriors are the future of this movement. The River Warriors and the Indian Riverkeeper as the focus point is the best thing that could happen to St. Lucie County. I implore you, stay with the River Warriors. Stay with the problem. We may get through this whole year with no releases from the lake. That shouldn't stop us. That should just contrast to the disgrace last year and show us how this could be if we all work together, hold elected officials' feet to the fire. The money is there. It needs to be allocated to the right things. If the River Warriors can stay the course, if the River Kids can stay the course, some of us graybeards are actually going to live to see stuff get better here.
And I think that we have made a difference. In the last year, we went from not knowing each other's names to becoming family, to becoming a force. You know, we have created the issue in the state of Florida this election cycle, right here in these two counties of Martin and St. Lucie. It's because of the support of the people from these two counties that the rest of the state has stood up and started to get their stuff together. 120 different water advocacy groups are now working together because of what we have done over the last year here on the Southern Indian River Lagoon. From my heart of hearts, I cannot thank you enough. Thank you.